Hi again, everybody. I'm here trying to squeeze in this tag video that I really want to do before I have to rush out of here. It is the Subber tag, originated by Chapter Chicks. I saw it first on Wrath Queen's channel. Then I got the link from there. I'm gonna jump right in because I don't have time. First question is least favorite book cover. Well, this is easy if you have or have not seen my all-time favorites tag, where I mention my least favorites of stuff. The answer is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I'm not able to go and scrounge for the book back there behind me now, but it's the one with the guy's chest with the runes in front of the city. It's really stupid. It looks like it's supposed to be the cover for like some gay romance or something. It's dumb. I don't like looking at it. I mean, it doesn't look good. Second question, what are some weird things you do while reading? Well, when I'm able to, I like to read all the time, so it's kind of more like weird that I'm reading while I'm doing these other things, like, eating or waiting in line or taking a bath or whatever. But when I'm just reading, I can't think of anything weird that I do. So, nothing. There's probably stuff that other people would consider weird, but I don't because I'm used to it, maybe. 3, what is the oddest place you have ever read a book? One time I tried when I was younger to sneak a book in church, but my dad saw me and took it away. So, in the movie theater when before a movie starts, I've done that. Any kinds of those places, I usually have a book in my hand. 4, if you could meet any author from history, who would it be? This is actually what Wrath Queen said, and I have to agree with it. Jane Austen. I desperately would love to meet Jane Austen more than anyone else for kind of the same reasons she put about to see like if she had that kind of same wit in her everyday personality. I'm sure she did, as she had in her writing. Is if you've read some of her letters, it's not, she has some of that sarcasm and cynicism maybe in her views on society that play out in her books. But it would be so cool to have a conversation with Jane Austen, and I desperately want to know like more details about some of the characters of her books, what happened. I'd like to know the book that she was writing when she died, Sanditon, one of her unfinished novels. I want to know like what was supposed to happen in that book. Please tell me. I would love to meet Jane Austen for so many reasons. Next one, what is the worst book you have read? Well, I have read a great many books that I do not enjoy. Probably one of the worst ones that I remember from my life ever, which is a classic, but I did not like, was The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. 7th grade required reading. My class, trudged through this one. Interesting story, but the actual writing, it was not written in an easy, inviting way, and then the extra chapters of symbolism and crap like the turtle crossing the road and stuff just did not do anything for me. And then, through the years, I always have stuff that I don't really care for. Like I've mentioned in some of my other videos, some of the books that I've read this year have been pretty boring and disappointing. But I don't know if I would name any of those as the worst book I've ever read. This is one that has stood the test of time for me about 10 years now, so that one's going to make the list. What books did you love when you were younger? Well, when I was very young, like a toddler, my favorite books were Mickey and the Giant, which I think was adapted from a cartoon movie with Mickey Mouse, and The Foot Book by Dr. Seuss. Going into grade school, I loved the Babysitter's Club series, and the Forever Angels series, stuff like that. Going into high school, I was really into Harry Potter. Well, I still am. And I started to get into the classics gradually, and then really when I hit college is when my full blossom love for Jane Austen and the Brontes and Wilkie Collins sprang up. Now I read, my new thing after that has been mystery in the last couple years, but I still read from all the genres that I used to, excluding the little kiddie books. 7. Which book would you like to see turned into a movie or not turned into a movie? A lot of the books I love, I would like to see as movie, because I think that movie adaptations of books, if done really well, can really enhance your experience, seeing everything on screen, like, come to life. But they can also be botched up horribly. I would really probably like to see the Dragon Eye duology, Eon and Niona, by Alison Goodman, turned into a movie or a set of movies, but I'm afraid it might be messed up. But I think those would be really cool. I don't know if there's really anything that, unless it's something I hate, I don't want to see it as a movie. Or if this counts, apparently they're making the Hunger Games trilogy into 4 movies. I think they're just trying to cash in on the whole trend now that started with Harry Potter and then it's going on to Twilight, of splitting a book into 2 movies, which I understand why they did that for Harry Potter. For Breaking Dawn, I'm still not sure, because there's just not enough story in there to fit into 2 movies. There's barely enough to even make 1 movie. So I don't know what they're going to use to make this extra Hunger Games movie, like what material is going to go into that. I think there's just enough to make the 3, 1 for each book. So I don't know where it's going to be split, if they're going to add in just all new stuff or what. I'm kind of nervous about that. 8. What is your book challenge for this year? It was 111 books for 2011, and I have lost count, so I'm going to check my Goodreads list right now and see what number I am on of 111. I know I've hit 100, but I don't... 105. So I just have to read 6 more, which is really good, because I don't have time to read any more than that. It's so sad. So I'm really glad I got all of that, like, cramming out of the way before the school year started. Number 9, do you take notes? No. I do not take notes when reading unless it is an academic work that I have to read for class. Reading novels, I do not ever take notes on them. 10, do you like music or silence when reading? I cannot actively listen to music when I'm reading, because it will be just pretty, that and the words, the 2 different sets of words will, like, be distracting from each other. But if someone else, like, in the background is kind of listening to something that's not too loud right up in my ears, that's fine. I don't need total silence. I can read pretty much anywhere. But I would not be the one, like, with my iPod going or anything when I'm reading. And that's it for the summer tag, all 10 questions. Maybe I'll be able to do a video next week if I have time, but then I'm wondering, even if I have time to make the video, am I going to have anything to review it by then? Maybe not. So see you everybody at some point in the future.